Welcome to the show. My name is Amy Kardashian, not Kardashian. This show is about empowering humanity through education and inspiration. And definitely I have three guests today that they are going to inspire you and help you see your life in a different perspective. Today we are going to talk about how you can release stress and stay focused, and which majority of us have a problem with that, how to stay focused in our lives.
The Empowering Humanity Show with Amy Kardashian, where you can find inspiration, education, healing, peace, and hope. Today's guests: Ava Mucikyan, founder and the owner of the Salt Room in Las Vegas, published author, speaker, and a philanthropist. Rodney Allgood, world-class transformational keynote speaker, poet, and performance consultant. And Pragito Dove, author, meditation trainer, speaker. And now, let's welcome Amy and her guests.
So welcome to the show, and thank you for all of you for being here to support the show. I welcome you as well. Thank you. Okay, we're going to talk about releasing stress and stay focused. Well, obviously, when we are stressed, we can't stay focused. Is that correct?
Yes,
it's very
absolutely.
important. So keeping your health, that's number one. In our life, we need to take care of that, whether through mindset, meditation, or take care of your health from the inside when you're going to your, that's why you have that store, because you help people. Tell us how that can affect people to stay focused, and about the Salt Room.
Well, Salt Room itself is basically a space where you come to self-care, be it your physical, emotional, or spiritual health. That's my mission, to basically make you focus on all three at the same time. Physically, you can get massages, yoga classes, sit and breathe the salt air to help with your respiratory issues and skin disorders. Mentally, we do, again, yoga meditation classes. And emotionally, we're all there to support. You know, my mission with the world is empowering women, and I try to leave every single person that I have met feeling a little better than they came in. And that's sort of our mission, our goal. We have had tremendous success with the community, and I am absolutely thankful for the community to have embraced such a new concept that wasn't there before we started.
What is the Salt Room? How is the Salt Room can make us feel good physically?
Okay. So Salt Room is a microclimate of a salt cave. When you sit for 45 minutes and just breathe the salt air, it equals to about 3 days by the beach. So you come out
3 days by the
3
beach.
days by the beach. That's how
Wow.
much relaxation, salt air, and overall just immune boost that you get out of 45
coming tomorrow.
minutes. Okay. And every day after that.
Yes.
Usually you never want to leave, right?
Yeah.
So, and I always say, you know, magic happens when you just even sit for 45 minutes and do nothing. When was the last time you actually did that? So there's a lot of layers and dimensions into just sitting for 45 minutes and breathing the salt air in a natural environment like that, very zen. And I spoke about actually clearing your mind so you can actually make better decisions for yourself. It always is, like, I always feel more grounded and make decisions out of place of power after meditation, after yoga, after grounding, after massage, you name it. Doesn't matter what your remedy of feeling good is. Life always becomes better, brighter, lighter when you are coming from the state of power versus state of chaos.
Absolutely. So is this Salt Room, it does something to your body? It does clear sinuses?
So what happens when you breathe 45 minutes of salt air? It penetrates deep into sinuses and lungs, and it acts like a scrubber, right? So it scrubs your respiratory system from sinuses to lungs, loosening up the mucus, draining the sinuses, opening the airways, bringing inflammation down where you have it. And then you come out breathing better, feeling better, more rejuvenated, and especially with people who have allergies, asthma, and we all know it comes from a lot of emotional stuff.
And so
but we're
many
not gonna
people,
get there.
they can't stay focused because they're not feeling well.
Right.
Is that correct? Yeah, what's your intake
Well,
on that?
yes, thank you for that introduction to what I do. Because meditation is based on relaxation.
Yes.
And with relaxation, we start with the body. You have to start with the body, relaxing the body, and then the mind and the heart, the emotions will relax behind that.
See, many people, they think you have to relax your mind
You know,
first.
that you'll never win.
See,
Trying
you have to relax your body. That's
Yes.
very, very good information.
Yes, always
Relax your
start with the body.
Okay.
Doing something, as you were describing, anywhere you can. You can go jogging, you can go to the gym, or you can laugh.
Relax, yeah.
Yes, just because when the more the body starts to relax, then the mind starts to relax, then the emotion starts to relax, the heart starts to relax.
I feel
and-
better already.
I know, me too. Me too. I'm just feeling better as she's saying it.
Breathing as she's talking.
Yeah, because we never thought of it this way. And this show is about that. People, they haven't thought of something in different perspective.
perspective.
And that might help someone right now struggling with staying focused. So,
Well, yes, because that's what is meditation? Meditation is being in the present moment.
but we think it starts in the mind.
Yes,
You see what I mean?
but
We never
actually
started in the
start with
body.
the body.
That's
because
beautiful.
actually the body is always in the present moment, and this is how it can be really easy. You see,
Okay.
if I said to you, raise your hand yesterday, you can't do it, right?
Yeah.
If I say raise your hand tomorrow, you can't do it. But if I say raise your hand now,
you're raising your hands.
the body is always in the present moment. Meditation is about being in the present moment. Focus is about being in the present moment. And so when you start with the body, it's easier to come into the present moment. Like focus on your breathing.
That's beautiful insight.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes,
thank you.
yes. The breathing has to be always in the present moment.
And it comes from your body, not from your
Exactly.
brain or your thoughts. yeah.
Exactly. It brings you down from the head into
To
the
your
body.
body.
Because the stress is actually always created from the mind. Stress is created from wanting to be there when you are here. So the moment you come to here and now, you relax into
Nice.
into a deep feeling of presence and focus.
I don't want to over relax right now, but I need to stay focused. So that's great. We have two ladies here that give their opinion. Come on, we need to give the gentleman here.
No, this is all. This is
that's
all.
good,
This is all
right?
good stuff. You
Yeah,
know.
that's why your last name is All Good.
All good.
That's awesome.
I grew up in Hawaii, right?
Okay, that's
And,
a nice place.
What you were describing reminds me of Hawaii because we go to the beach a lot, and the beaches in Hawaii, especially where I live, you could always kind of find your own spot, and just the salt air, and hearing the water crash, and it just would bring you down. There's a place called Hana. You ever been to Hana in Maui?
I survived the road.
Oh, okay.
Time just slows down. I would go to Hana and stay out there for 2 or 3 days, and time slows down. It's like the clock goes tick, tock, you know, and you've got to just slow down. And everything, you know, when I would get overly stressed out, I'd go to Hana and stay for 2 or 3 days. So that's what you're describing, an experience where it just, you know, condenses
so you're
it.
saying most people, they think, I need to go, 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 go. I need
Yeah.
to do. And you're saying, slow down, you go faster.
Yeah.
Yes, you're
because-
more
Slow down.
productive. You're more productive
Yes.
when you're more relaxed.
Yes.
You
You
can
have
be-
more creativity.
You can be very
Absolutely.
busy and accomplish nothing.
Yes.
I actually have a great story about Hannah, if I may, for
Yeah,
just
sure.
1 minute. It was a great story, and it perfectly described this, what we're talking about. So when I was in Maui, I wanted to rent a car to go to Hana. And so I kept telling the lady, how long does it take to get to Hana? And she kept saying, it's not about the destination, it's about the, no, I was saying, what's in Hana? And she kept saying, nothing. I'm like, what do you mean? There's this big about going to Hana. What's in Hana? And she goes, it's not about the destination, it's about the road. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to find out how long it takes me to get to Hana and what's in Hana so I can get a car to go to Hana. and she probably looked at me like I'm some kind of a crazy New Yorker, which I'm not. But you know, that And then I thought about, when I actually drove to Hana, I realized it's all about the waterfalls and sceneries and caves and beaches and all the way.
Don't ask
And when you
about the
get
time.
to actually Hana, there's nothing in Hana. It's a village. But it's the road that makes it so beautiful. It made me think, like to this day, I actually still remember that about life. But it's not about what's in Hana, what's in the next year, what's in the next lifetime, what's in the next journey that you're taking on to. It's about enjoying that little waterfall, that flower, that view, that, you know, it was just a very good lesson that I've learned for myself about Hana.
Yeah. I mean, the way I take stress, I learned how to, because, you know, I lived through a lot of stress in my life. Most of you probably know about that. But the way I learned how to really, even though you're going through the obstacles and the challenges, just learn how to enjoy even the worst situation, because there is something you're learning from it. And that's part of the journey, and it's gonna pass, something else is gonna happen. So don't focus on it, just enjoy the journey that you're growing from it. And that takes my stress a little bit less, knowing that this is not gonna last forever, right?
And also having a sense
mindset.
of gratitude,
Yeah.
that helps a lot. Really appreciating what's going right in your life. Most times when things are going wrong, you might be 3 or 4 things going wrong in your life, but there's hundreds, if not thousands, of things going right in your life. Just
Isn't that right? Yes,
when
yes,
you-
thank you, thank
when
you.
you physically feel good, when you
Yes.
physically feel good, how many things are going right in your body at that moment? And a lot of times we're so focused on something that's stressing us that we're just not grateful of what's going right, because you could get a phone call on your worst days sometimes. You could get a phone call that is so devastating, whatever you were worried about becomes nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing in that moment. From that phone call, it's just not even an issue,
Yeah.
because this is a real issue.
Just be thankful for not getting that phone call.
Yeah.
And in life, you know, we will all get those phone calls at some point, but really we are so blessed in most days. And most of the things that we worry about are not life-shattering, and they're really there to teach us a lesson.
They're just waste of time being stressing about the smallest things. But it doesn't take away that we were born to really be active and feel everything, and be stressed sometimes. We shouldn't be stressed, but it's natural for us to go through the emotions. But then how to deal with your emotions is another thing. Is that correct? That's what you're trying to say?
How do you deal with things? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. How
Yeah.
do you? It's not what happens to you. It's what you do about what happens to you.
Exactly. What you do.
Things happen to everybody,
Things
but
don't
how
happen
you?
to you. Things
Yeah,
happen
For you,
for
yes.
you.
That's
Yeah.
the lessons that we
Right. So
receive.
that's when you get the lessons out of it, when you look at
Yes.
it that way. So.
So the mindset, to have the mindset of gratitude and appreciating what you're going through in life, even the worst scenario, it's not probably the worst scenario, you're still okay. And taking care of your health by breathing the air that will help your lungs and it makes you feel better, because you could think better. And then starting with your body. I mean, everybody teaches starting with your brain, which is your thought, which is good. But as soon as you said that, right away I felt relaxed, and you felt the same way. That's magic.
Yes.
Really.
And I'd also like to say something here about the emotions, because 95% of us, more or less, is in the subconscious. And the subconscious stores all of our old wounds and hurts and traumas. It stores everything. And
Stores the bad more than the good.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
And
experience.
when we have a lot of unresolved emotional, negative emotions sort of trapped in our subconscious, which means it's trapped in the body, that can stop us from, certainly from relaxing, and also from achieving our goals, whatever it is we want in life.
Let me ask you this question. So many people say, okay, well, I'm stressed. How? Which I understand what you're saying, but I want the audience to really be educated about that. They say, well, how the stress is going to trap in my body, because it's not something we could see and we could feel. I mean, it's not something like you could dress it or food you're eating. It's a stress. It's normal to stress, and they get addicted to stress, because if I'm not stressed, I'm not living. You know, I know some people like this. I have to be stressed. So how that trapped in your body? is it energy?
Yeah,
That traps
it becomes dense energy because when we have a lot of pain and trauma, the body absorbs it for us. The body acts like a shock absorber in a car, and it absorbs all those shocks we experience as a child or growing up, however our life was, and then it creates pain and dis-ease in the body because the body reaches a point where it can't absorb anymore. And that's when it goes into dis-ease. And that's when we can get the messages. And that is often when people then become willing to go deeper and take a deeper look at how come they're getting these different illnesses. So if we can find a way, and I have suggestions for this, to express out these emotions from the body-mind, then we clear a space, release it. Yes, release it. So it not only helps our health, but it helps clear the mind and helps us move into a higher vibration. So from the law of attraction point of view, we can start attracting more of what we want and less of what we don't want.
We don't want, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but and I love hypnotherapy. I've tried it once. It's amazing. They say if as a child or as a young adult you have experienced some kind of a serious trauma, sometimes your body just shuts it down because you don't know how to deal with it. It shuts it down so it goes away from memory. And hypnotherapy actually helps bring back those memories to heal, right?
Hypnotherapy can do that, and I also teach in my trainings a series of expressive meditation techniques. So in the first stage you can express out like laughter meditation as one of the examples.
I saw that video, that was so good.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
thank
yes.
you. There's tears meditation, there's dancing meditation, there's humming meditation, there's a gibberish meditation to express out anger and frustration. So a lot of people have a lot of things unsaid and it all sticks in the throat. And then in these meditations you can express that out in the context of a meditation technique. And then the second stage is always sitting in silence. So you express out all this inner emotional turmoil, and then you sit in silence. And it's much easier and quicker to go down to your center and find your peace and calm.
Because now there is nothing stuck.
Exactly.
Correct? There is nothing stuck there. So you're flowing in your body in a way that there is nothing, this energy is not stopping you from breathing better.
Yes.
Or feeling better. So you're
Exactly.
opening the channel in your body to heal better.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very powerful. And of course the laughter meditation is very popular.
It's very popular. I mean, I saw that. I'm like, she's good. I need to have her on my show. Because that's what the show's about, to help people, release stress.
Yes.
And, when you release stress, you think better. Not only you focus, you think better.
Yes.
Right?
You have much more clarity of mind.
Yes.
Because the mind gets to empty itself. The mind gets clogged up with too much information.
Yeah.
And then, for example, if you just have a good episode of laughter.
Yes. We're going to have a segment part 2, and I want you to do that for us.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
We'll do that on segment number 2. I have experienced, I went to your place at one time, and I experienced the joy, the relaxing, the breathing better, and just to be. You just forget about your life when you're there, literally, because the lighting, the music you have, the settings you have, is such a quiet, nice energy in your store. I'm so impressed about what you're doing. And you're opening second store now, right?
We just opened 2 weeks ago, Henderson location.
People are starting to really understand how important to release stress. So from a body, from meditation, let's come back to the mind, which is important. This is all makes one, right?
Sure.
Okay.
We all have a story going on in our head about what we believe is truth.
What we believe is true.
And we'll always make ourselves correct about whatever that story is. So it's really important to have things that we can focus on. If we're caught in that cycle, if we have things that we can focus on to begin to change that story. I mean, if the world is a horrible place, if you focus and you wake up and you watch the news, the first thing you do is turn on the news and take all that garbage in, the world's a horrible place. That's all you're focused on, is all the people that got killed last night or while you were sleeping, all the horrible things going on in the world. If you wake up and take a hike or take a nice walk in nature, well, the world's a wonderful place. You see butterflies and birds and the chirping and all those wonderful things. Whatever we focus on, we will validate. So a lot of times we're just focused on the wrong things, and our stress levels and our anxiety just increases. You know, part of what's going on today is we have so much information that we get overwhelmed. You know, when I was a kid, the news came on twice.
Absolutely.
Once at dinner and once before you went to bed. And after Johnny Carson, the broadcasting day has ended.
Yes.
That's it. There are like 3 or 4 stations,
And
right?
yeah.
And now there's so much information. I mean, if somebody gets abducted in Florida, we hear about it here in Vegas.
We have
so
so
we
much
think
coming in.
everything is right around us. So
Okay, we're gonna have to go because we're running out of time. But we're gonna do this show part 2. So this is part 1, and we are going to continue on this segment. It's gonna be part 2. So make sure you look for part 2 to continue hearing from this wonderful, wonderful authors, speakers, and life-changing, beautiful souls right here. I just love this segment a lot. So I encourage you to look for part 2, and we'll see you then.
If you would like to be part of the studio audience or would like to be involved, please visit EmpoweringHumanityTV.com. Sponsored by The Negotiator Mind. Shifts your perspective on life. Red Valley Media Group. EasyWay.tv. And the Women's Federation for World Peace at WFWP.us.